Hello everyone, welcome to the Crystaly Recapped channel. At first glance, the idea of an island for prisoners may seem naive, but the concept itself is intriguing. Television journalists are studying footage taken on the streets to make a report on a prison island where people were sent for first-degree murder 3 years ago. Now criminals are sent to San Bernardino Island, known as Prison Island. Escape from the island is impossible because of minefields, and the only small passage for boats is controlled by a warship. The journalists need to make a new movie in which they plan to show those who have recently been sent to the island. Bobby participated in a robbery for $2 million, and Phillips blew up a bank that refused to transfer her money. Eddie Collins killed a police officer, Bunny Kemble killed her parents, Joy Lang poisoned her husband, and Dr. Norman Milford is a serial killer. Recently, Carmen Sims has also been sent to the island, and journalists are very interested in her. Carmen is brought to the island, read her rights by a police officer, and landed on the shore. The first thing she sees in the coastal waters are the bodies of dead prisoners. She settles down for the night, unaware that a man is watching her from a rock. She tries to light a fire, but fails, and then the stranger comes down to the shore. He offers Carmen some local tobacco, but she refuses. It's Dr. Milford who tells her that there are other people nearby, and that there are about 40 people there now. Carmen asks about the number of women on the island, but the man says that there should be more. It turns out that everyone on the island is a murderer except him. Carmen smiles knowingly, and the doctor leaves, leaving her to spend the night on the shore. In the morning, she sets off for the prison camp, and Bobby, who has taken charge of the camp with his faithful assistant Monk, comes out of his hut. She fearlessly enters the camp and sees many men and only 3 girls. Carmen tries to introduce herself to Bobby's assistant, but he immediately intends to show her who's in charge. The newcomer screams, but no one rushes to help her. Even the women go silently to the hut. In the evening, the campers find Carmen sleeping on their mattress. After a quarrel, she intends to leave, but no one lets her go. The women explain that they are the most valuable commodity here and no one lets them go. Carmen does not like this at all and intends to change the existing system. But in the morning, she has to get to work with the others. She plowed the ground for the future garden. After her hard work, Carmen asks if anyone has tried to confront Bobby and his gang. She is told that there are some who manage to escape, but no one can guarantee that they are better off. From time to time, fights break out between the men, but Bobby and his men ruthlessly suppress them. During the day, the women work at the warehouse construction site. Carmen injures her hands and a doctor tries to help her, but the supervisor drives him away. In the evening, the women clean themselves up, but Monk announces that all of them, except Bonnie, have a night shift ahead of them. She belongs to Bobby and goes only to him. In the morning, the woman distributes food to the men and watches a fight break out, after which the deceased is simply thrown off the cliff. These are the funeraritas on the island. In the afternoon, the woman's team, guarded by several prisoners, goes to the river to wash clothes, and they are attacked by fugitives, those who did not want to live by Bobby's instructions. Having overcome the convoy, they take the women with them. Bobby, in anger, orders the women to be found and brought back. In the evening, the group sits around the campfire and eats the game they have hunted. Gradually, couples begin to form among the new acquaintances, not out of necessity, but simply out of pure sympathy. However, no one shows any sympathy for Teller, which does not suit him. He provokes a fight, but the others quickly put him down. There will be no violence here. In the morning, the group prepares to move on, because they change their campsite every morning, which the women don't like. On the shore, Lee finds saltpeter, and if you mix it with sulfur chalk, you get a black powder that can be used to make grenades. Carmen has brought poisonous herbs, something her grandmother, who was a big fan of magic, taught her. Bobby again orders to search every bush on the island to find the fugitives. In the morning, Bobby's men attack the fugitives. A battle ensues, and many die. Cornell waits until everyone is scattered and then fights Monk. The others manage to escape, but one of the men is wounded. To save him, Eddie goes after the doctor, but the doctor can do nothing to help. In the morning, they discuss their situation. They can't run around the island anymore. They need to get rid of Bobby and his gang. In addition, Lee starts making grenades and Carmen makes poison. They bury the dead man and the doctor decides to stay with the new group. Meanwhile, in Bobby's camp, one of the prisoners makes simple radios, and they find the right frequency. Under Lee's supervision, the men grind the ingredients for the gunpowder, and everything turns out perfectly. Now the bottles contain real grenades. All they have to do is light the fuse and throw. At this point, Bunny goes to the waterfall where she is found by Bobby's men, who have heard on the radio that a boat with supplies is expected in the morning. The friends follow her trail and see her being tied to stakes on the beach, and then Bobby starts beating her with a belt. The women come to her aid but realize that they cannot cope with the bandits. Then Bobby sees a police boat. He and his friends hide in the rocks. The arriving policemen carry boxes of food to the shore. One of the policemen breaks down and rushes to help the wounded woman. At that moment, one of the convicts swims to the boat. He kills the policeman and, taking his rifle, shoots those on the shore. Leaving one to watch the boat, the others head for the camp. The friends think about how to capture the weapons and decide that the best way is through the water. One of them dives into the ocean, swims to the boat, and shoots the guard. The gangster falls down and the friends take possession of the gun and the boat, from which they siphon off the fuel. At this point, the doctor notices Bunny and runs to help. At Bobby's camp, he accuses Monk, who defends himself by telling him how many of the right people have already died. At night, around the campfire, the doctor tells them that he was convicted of taking a patient off life support who had already been declared dead, and he doesn't want to go back to a place where everyone betrayed him. In the morning, people go to Bobby's camp, but no one is there. Having developed a plan, they disperse to designated points. The women prepare cans of gasoline, and when the time comes, Bunny has to let it out through the pipes to the warehouse and set it on fire. The others prepare for the attack. First, a toilet with one of the bandits inside explodes. Panic breaks out in the camp. No one can understand what is happening, but Bobby and Monk open fire with the weapons they have captured. During the shootout, Cornell is killed. Bobby shoots from inside the warehouse, and then Lee grabs a grenade and runs to the bunker. An explosion occurs, but Bobby survives and shoots the woman in the back. The wounded Monk runs to Bobby's bunker and asks him to open the door. Now they both shoot together. Monk is outraged. Bobby wastes too many bullets. Joy signals Bunny, but she is in shock and can't remember what to do. She rushes to help the wounded but gets shot herself, and then a doctor runs up to her. He hides her in a safe place and he rushes to the pipes and pours gasoline into the sewer, then sets it on fire. Bobby smells the gasoline too late. There is an explosion that destroys the bunker from which Bobby emerges. Angry Eddie sees Monk and prepares to shoot him, but hesitates. He is burned and blinded by the explosion. Everything is over. Peace and tranquility reign in the camp. People are busy with their chores. Even Monk is called to work to fetch water. The doctor and Bunny go to the shore. The police arrive and ask for Dr. Milford. He has a new trial on the mainland, but the doctor says that Milford is dead. He doesn't want to go back. This is his home now. The new woman comes ashore and listens to the welcome to Terminal Island. This is the end of the movie. That's all for today. Subscribe and like if you want more videos like this.